Alright. Sorry, I didn't think that would take as long as it did. How's everyone doing today? We are finishing up some control customizations, and then we're going to get to it. Hope everybody's doing today. Neatly folded towel. Hello, how are you? I don't know if you were here for our YouTube days. We still have the YouTube channel. This is a sequel to me playing Halo 1 on Legendary for like the first time in years and doing very badly at it and struggling to get through the end of the game. This is the sequel to that, where I'm going to attempt to play through Halo 2 Legendary and do badly at it. Not on purpose, I swear. Alright. But I'm glad you're doing okay, man. Let's get to it. We are starting a little late today. I apologize for that. I had overslept today. I had some things that absolutely had to get taken care of today that I got some of them done. It is still there on our YouTube channel. Just search Grade.5 on YouTube. I believe there's a link to our YouTube channel here on our Twitch channel. The playthrough is still there in its entirety. But it was before I started using overlays and avatars and shit.
There was only one chip.
One? Are you sure?
Yes.
Pretty sure.
They called it the Pillar of Autumn.
It was totally awesome and sick, so I blew it up.
Destroyed with the rest of their fleet.
It fled.
It played Panama on its way out.
But I
It was
followed
rocking
all
so
the
hard I
ships
just couldn't shoot it.
When you first saw Halo, were you blinded by its majesty?
Blinded?
Paralyzed? Dumbstruck?
No.
Yet the humans were able to evade your ships, land on the sacred ring, and desecrate it with their filthy footsteps.
Noble hierarchs. Surely you understand that once the parasite attacked...
There will be order in this council.
You were right to focus your attention on the Flood. But this demon, this Master Chief...
By the time I learned the demon's intent, there was nothing I could do.
Boo! Boo this man! Boo!
This has gone on long enough. Make an example of this bungler. The council demands it.
You are one of our most treasured instruments. Long have you led your fleet with honor and distinction.
I don't
But
care
your
for it.
Inability to
I feel bad for the
safeguard Halo
graphics designers
was a
and the
colossal
asset
failure.
designers that clearly loved Halo and put a lot of work into just doing ships and props, and they got unfortunately saddled with the director and the writer that doesn't give a shit about Halo.
No, you will not. Soon the great journey shall begin. But when it does, the weight of your heresy will stay your feet.
I'm sorry, Arbiter, but I'm afraid your heart is weighed down by gravity. The gravity of your inability to defeat an undefeatable super soldier. It's not your fault, though. It's our fault for believing in you. We take responsibility. Fuck!
The plating was about to fail. There's viscosity throughout the gel layer. Optics, totally fried. And let's not even talk about the power supply. You know how expensive this gear is, son?
I'd be more concerned with how that fucking graphics card fits into that suit.
Tell that to the Covenant.
Such a great line. Remember, mounted turrets cannot be detached in Halo 2. That came later. It's a really sick idea, though. We wish we thought of it sooner. Chocolate Disco, what is up, my dude?
I guess it was all obsolete anyway. Your new suit's a Mark 6. Just came up from Songnam this morning. Try and take it easy until you get used to the upgrades. Okay, let's test your targeting first thing. Please look at the top light. Good. Now look at the bottom light.
Oh no.
Alright, look at the top light.
Why am I on inverted controls? We need to fix this, like, right the fuck now. Okay. Okay.
Light again. That's it.
There we
Now
go.
the bottom one. Okay. Everything checks out. Stand by. I'm gonna offline the inhibitors. Move around a little. Get a feel for it. When you're ready, come meet me by the zapper.
I'm...
Pay attention, because I'm only going over this once. This station will test your recharging energy shields. Step on in, I'll show you. Are you listening to me?
No, I don't have to listen to you. My rank is higher than
Step
yours.
into the red square, Chief, and we'll get started. Your new armor shields are extremely resilient, very efficient. Bingo! As you can see, they recharge a lot faster. If your shields go down, find some cover.
Hi,
Wait for
Padawan,
the
how are
meter
you?
to read fully charged.
That, or he can hide behind me. You done with my boy here, Master Guns? I don't see any training wheels.
Hope you're doing
His
okay.
armor's working fine, Johnson, so shut your chilly hole. You're free to go, son. Just remember, take things slow.
Don't worry, I'll hold his hand.
Hold on. I hope it didn't just undo all the shit I did at the start. Action reload. Swap. Crouch. This is what I wanted. This one here. Set for all games. Okay.
So, Johnson, when you gonna tell me how you made it back home in one piece?
Sorry, Guns, it's classified.
Master
My
Chief, why are you
ass.
staring at that man's
Well,
crotch?
You can forget about those
classified.
adjustments to your A2.
Well, he's
I'm
in a
doing okay,
particularly
Pandolin.
bad mood. Maybe Lord Hood didn't give him an invitation.
I understand you being tired. I was tired myself. I slept way too long. I was gonna go grocery shopping and then, like, have a nice lunch at my favorite
I
restaurant.
haven't seen it in years.
You know, before starting the stream today because I was gonna be super angry.
When I shipped out for basic,
But
the orbital defense grid was all theory.
that didn't happen. I got some basic essentials for today, and I still have to go
That
shopping
gun
again
can put
tomorrow.
around clean through a Covenant capital ship. Coordinated fire from the Athens,
This is-
the Malta. Nothing's getting past this battle cluster in one piece.
Yes, Johnson, I agree. I bet my PhD on it. Because I am Dr. John Halo,
Been arriving all morning.
Doctor of Desire.
Nobody's saying much, but I'll bet something big's about to happen.
Something big is about to happen. I'm about to operate. I'm about to scrub in. Yes, everyone is cheering for my arrival. This is the normal reaction to the arrival of Dr. John Halo, Master Surgeon, and Ace Detective.
You told me there wouldn't be any cameras.
And you told me you were gonna wear something nice. Folks need heroes, Chief, to give them hope. So smile, would you? Well, we still got something to
Brand new
smile about.
armor, but it's all scuffed and scratched still. Like, for how practical the Covenant armor is, as far as it serves this purpose, they put a lot of work into the pomp and ceremony, to where the armor has to
Brought
look
quite a
good
crowd.
too.
If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed. Are you sure?
How many surgeries do you need to do to be like Dr. John Halo? Yes. That's how many. You need to do all the surgeries.
Gentlemen, we're lucky to have you back. Go ahead, Cortana.
Another whisper, sir, near Io. We have probes en route.
I apologize, but we're going to have to make this quick.
You look nice.
Thank you.
Sergeant Major, the Colonial Cross is awarded for acts of singular daring and devotion. For a soldier of the United Earth Space Corps,
For doing cool shit beyond all reason, you are awarded the Golden Monster Truck.
For all who would break out.
The dopest medal the UNSC has to offer for acts of singular kickassery. Miranda Keys.
Your father's actions were in keeping with the highest traditions of military service. His bravery in the face of impossible odds reflects great credit upon himself.
And so to you,
and
I
the
bestow
UNSC.
upon him posthumously the
Maybe
$20 I
as well
borrowed
one
from him
of his
before he
best.
left. I hope you'll treasure it always. Also, can I borrow $20? I've
Slip space ruptures directly off our battle cluster.
Show me.
15 Covenant capital ships holding position just outside the kill zone.
This is Fleet Admiral Harper. We are engaging the enemy.
Negative, Admiral.
Whoa,
Form a
they
defensive
got
perimeter
marathons.
around the cluster. Commander, get to your ship. Link up with the fleet.
Yes, sir.
You have the
Did
mech
you
guns,
see her
Cortana.
hat?
As soon as they come in range, open up.
her hat is so
Glad to-
silly.
Something
She doesn't have the bus driver hat like me.
The fleet that destroyed Reach was 50 times this size.
Sir, additional contacts. Boarding craft and lots of them.
They're going to try to take our Mac guns offline. Give their capital ships a straight shot at Earth. Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir. I need a weapon.
It's
Right
time
this way.
to operate. Let's begin the operation. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Don't go! I haven't made fun of your hat more yet. There'll be time later. So
All hands, report to battle station.
I would love to report to battle stations. Where are my... Oh.
How's it going, Malta?
Stand
No.
by. They're latched. Check your targets, watch the crossfire. They're in standard formation. Little bastards up front, big ones in back. Good luck, Cairo.
Field of fire on that bulkhead. As soon as that door opens, let them have it.
I've already bungled my settings again.
Alright, contact! Shut him up good!
Woo! That wasn't so bad. Ow. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first death. This is fine. Stop it! I'm gonna shoot you with my pea shooter. Ah! Ah!
Let them have it.
Johnson, cover me. How did I do even worse further back?
Let them have it.
This is awful.
Not a drill. I repeat, not a drill.
Classic ragdolls.
Let them have it.
I'm gonna no, I'll do a command later. Chocolate Disco, you are in charge of keeping track of deaths. We're at what, 3 now? 4? 5? I forget.
Not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Yeah! Ow! Stop it!
Let them have it.
Am I getting one-shotted? What's going on here? What's going on here? This is ridiculous.
Not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
Holy shit, we did it!
Steel pressure door.
We'll make our stand here, sir.
I am the terror that cuts in the night.
Welcome to the shop.
Hear my name and quiver in fear. Dr. John Halo, the Doctor of Desire.
Orders, Habitat Alpha.
Yes. Come on. Come out. I want to play with you. Come on out. I want to play with you. Just a little minor surgery.
Come get me.
Right behind you,
I'm
Chief.
just a little
Ow! Damn it.
Orders, Habitat Alpha.
I know you're there. With you, sir.
Brace for impact.
Ah! Ooh! Ooh, that arm twitch, that hurt to watch.
Orders, Habitat Alpha. I need a squad in Habitat Alpha ASAP.
Oh, come. Ooh. I think I kicked my own ass that one time.
Orders, Habitat Alpha.
I got a bloodthirsty sideboard. What do you got?
Ah! Ow! Where am I being shot from?
I need a squad in Habitat Alpha ASAP.
Now who's gonna save us?
I think I got Knuckles shoes.
Orders, Habitat Alpha.
Stupid alien.
Come on! Legendary.
I need a squad in Habitat Alpha ASAP.
It's like I take 2 or 3 shots and I'm down. Well, no wonder I'm dying. They're flanking me.
Orders, Habitat Alpha.
They ordered us to try and make this worth my while, human.
Ow.
Orders, Habitat Alpha. need a squad in Habitat Alpha ASAP.
Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to the time I played Halo on YouTube, and I spent 40 minutes on one location, and then later I spent 40 minutes on another single location. Oh, now the anger hasn't started yet, but it is seething. It's a seething.
I need a squad in Habitat Alpha ASAP. Brace for impact.
Holy shit, I made it! No! Balls! Titties! Oh! Oh, my ass! It burns! Come on. Oh, he's counting in Japanese. None of this would matter if I had a grenade. Do I have any grenades? None. Man, by the time my shields recharge, his shields recharge. Oops, I think I killed that guy. Haha! Eat shit.
They're making their move.
Making my way downtown, capping fools.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Day.
Oof.
Orders from the Fort Pelican Day.
No! Fiddlesticks.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Day.
Disco, count every 10, unless I ask. Woo. No! Balls!
Got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
Oh, come on!
Borders and section.
There's like a million of them in there? So no, I appreciate you counting, Chocolate. I just use... Chat is nothing but you counting! Oh! It hurts! It hurts!
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Oh no, it's an infinity spawn.
Borders and section 7.
Is it an infinity spawn, or do I just have to go in there to stop it?
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay. We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Oh my god, I found grenades.
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Ah! You know, I have no one to blame for myself. Nobody does this to me.
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack. Borders in section 7.
So do I just sit here and fight? I don't remember.
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Nonsense! You are gonna give me back everything
Micah.
that you took.
Unless you die a ninja.
Okay.
Thank you for subscribing again, Micah. Appreciate it. You've subscribed for so many months. Your continued support pleases us.
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
So Master Chief has a panel on his ass. I wonder if he opens that to poop. You know you've thought about it.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Someone dig a hole. Let's start digging a hole.
Digging a hole. Digging a hole downtown, filling it full of dead bodies.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
That didn't work. We're gonna need another Timmy. How will Dr. John Halo get out of this mess?
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Get on out here so I can smoke you. Side by side.
Ah, did I just bounce off of the environment?
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
I hope you ain't all talk, Marine. Ain't nothing we ain't done before. Let's get ready, people.
I legitimately don't remember what I'm supposed to do here. Or if it's an infinity spawn, or if I have to fight until the thing opens. Everything's gonna be alright.
We've got orders from the Fort
Unless
Pelican
you
Bay.
work on the Halo series, things are not gonna be alright. Show fucking sucks and nobody cares.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
Ah! I almost had it that time, I think, probably, maybe.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Ooh!
Hey, calamari!
Man, fucking Chief headbutted right into the fucking deck plate.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Whoops.
Heads up, son.
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
You ain't paying for the round.
for Pete's sake! That was a good stick for all the good it did. Yeah, no kidding.
We've got orders from Fort Pelican Bay.
Oh man, I'm gonna get so many trophies that I don't care about. Thank you, Microsoft, for making this possible. This is not an ad.
We've got orders from Fort Pelican Bay.
It's not like I could change weapons either. I don't think...
We've got orders from Fort Pelican Bay. We've got orders from Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack. Order from Section 7.
Okay.
Orders in Section 2. Attention. We have orders in Section 3.
I'm stuck in the corner! Man! That was like my best run yet!
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Okay, I'm gonna see if there's just a way I can just leave. Is there a place down here?
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
Mira, that's the new armor.
Hey, yo, dude, what's up?
Security Station 4 is under attack. We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
I can't even get tactical.
We've got orders from the Fort
Seems
Pelican
like as soon as I kill the elites and their
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay.
No, we don't. Shut up.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Take off your mask! You get me that ugly! That's it! Make them mad! Hey ho!
We've got orders from the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack. Orders in Section 7.
Take off your mask! You get me that ugly!
Come on! We're gonna do this, we're gonna do this.
Fire team.
Whoo!
Orders in Section
Every time I've tried jumping, I have literally died. Dr. John Halo is not a man who jumps. The earth merely raises, lowers so he can get where he needs to go.
Attention. We have orders in Section 3. Fire team to Tram Terminal 1.
That guy back here? Is that door open? It is not. He stuck me! This is
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Oh my god. This is it. This is Halo, everyone. Halo 2. It's just this room. Master Chief never won. Oh. Halos 3 through Infinite, they're all alternate universe. There was nothing past this room. It was very controversial. That's why everyone took their, got really mad at Halo 2 for years.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
I have heard that modders have found that there's whole chunks of the game that's just like hidden away, but I think that's just a rumor.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Micah, do you want to come in here and hang out so I have somebody to talk to? Or are you busy? I know your sleep schedule is like pretty crazy.
Order in Section 7. Fire team, orders in Section 2.
Just let me know when you want in.
Attention.
I wish I was doing literally anything.
Got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Doing anything. I've been instructed to crack open a cold one. Here's where things get a little dicey because I'm actually out of mics because I could not go to the grocery store today, but what I do have is Coke and vodka. Uno momento, por favor. Let me, So, a little secret about the drink I just made. It is 1 part cherry Smirnoff, 2 parts Coke. How this pans out is it's basically cherry Coke that gets you drunk. Whew, that's tasty. Please drink responsibly. Only drink if you're 21 or older. Wolverines!
We've got borders.
Fucking!
Pelican Bay.
Yeah! Smeared off like in vodka.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
I'm not a mixologist, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to mix beers
We've got borders in the
with stuff. That you're not going to get as, desirable results as you would with, liquors and other drinks.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
How did that explode in the sky?
Section 7.
I hate this. I hate the physics here. I hate it all.
We've got borders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
I'm starting to feel like we deserve the Halo TV series now because of how fucking difficult this is. This is fucking stupid.
Security Station 4 is under attack. Borders of Section 7. Fire team, borders of Section 2.
This is my life now. This is my home. I live in this corner. I'm gonna put a couch here. Entertainment center will be over there behind cover.
Attention. We have borders in Section 3.
Oh, they got a Borders bookstore? Nice!
Fire team to Tram Terminal 1.
I fucking missed! I hate this place so much. I hate it!
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Aim!
Grenade! Grenade! Move!
I'm very open to advice and criticism. If somebody has some ideas that would help me get out of this fucking place, this fucking hellhole. I hate it here. I want to die.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Dr. John Halo needs his rounds!
Security Station 4 is under attack. Orders in Section 7.
Whoops.
Orders in Section 6.
So I can't even jump onto the boarding craft. Take that.
Orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Fuck you, Glass.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Let it burn! Let it burn!
Orders in Section 7.
Holy shit, I did it! Ah!
Hey, check it out. The Malta's already driven off its borders.
Malta, what is your status? Over.
I don't believe it! They're retreating! We won!
This is bad. Real bad.
Ah! Mother! Fuck!
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican.
Fucking! Fucking! God! Fucking! Fuck!
Dead by my hand.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Is there an airlock where I can go space myself? I don't want to be here anymore.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay. We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay. Security Station 4 is under attack.
Don't worry, I'll get you out of there, ma'am.
We're gonna do this!
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
I fucking hate my life. I fucking hate my life. I wanna die in this fire so that my pain will end.
We've got orders in the
I hate
Fort
this
Pelican
place.
A Spartan?
Yeah, don't get too excited there, buddy.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Is that one elite? If anybody would like to jump in here, please call me so I can add them in here. So far, shooting them from over here, I've had the best success.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Dr. John Spartan. John Spartan, you are hereby fined 1 credit for violation of the Verbal Morality Act. Fuck you! John Spartan, you are hereby fined 1 credit for violation of the Verbal Morality Act. You can eat fucking dick! John Spartan, you are hereby fined 1 credit for violation of the Verbal Morality Act! And enough fines, I'll be able to wipe my ass. Because nobody knows how to use the fucking 3 seashells.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Who knows what that movie is from? Or what movie that's from? Can you tell me what movie that's from? And Optimus isn't allowed to help you. Because I know he knows.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
So how did you wind up defeating the Covenant? Oh, we tried everything. Nationwide manhunts. You know, coverage on America's Most Wanted. In the end, it only took one man. John Spartan.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
I wish he was here right now. Unfortunately, I'm Dr. John Halo. I wish Tofu was here so we could explain the joke behind why we call Master Chief Dr. John Halo.
Fire team, border to section 2. We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
You know, it wouldn't be so bad if the grenades didn't bounce like fucking Super Balls, and I could actually cook my grenades.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Nobody cares, Ron Perlman. Hey, Master Chief, I pissed all over my hands and then I went and touched all the Covenant elites. What do you think of that, fucko?
Border to section 7.
Okay, this is what we paid for. Let's get ready.
It's always that white elite! Yeah, I need to be close to them to Halo reach the enemy.
We've got orders in the fourth Pelican.
Fuck you, Glass. I hate you. Windows killed my family. The Glass Pane is just a distant cousin of the Window. I hate them so much.
We've got orders in the fourth Pelican base. Security Station 4 is under attack. Orders in Section 7.
Yeah!
We've got orders in the fourth Pelican base.
No, we don't! Open the doors!
Check it. That's the new armor.
It's classified. How do you fucking know that?
Security Station 4 is under attack. Orders in Section 7. Fire team, orders in Section 2.
No! I physically felt that.
We've got orders in the fourth Pelican base. Security Station 4 is under attack. Orders in Section 7. Fire team, orders in Section 2.
Hey, I got the stick.
Attention. We have orders in Section 3. Fire team to Grand Terminal 1.
Oh, man! Oh, that guy died. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. Oh! Oof.
Alright, so step one is you need to stop dying.
That's impossible. What else you got?
Stop blocking things with your face.
I'm literally behind cover most of the time.
Well, at least you're getting the second part right then. Now we just gotta work on the first part. So you've got 3 elites, 1 red, 1 silver, 1 blue. That's a shitty combination.
Yeah, the silver one's dual wielding.
Oh god.
That's the one that gets me most of the time. He's the hard one.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Hey!
Don't fucking talk to me. We're not friends.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
I promised I would do this like last year. Now I'm doing it. I'm regretting everything so far.
I mean, you put yourself up to it.
One of these days I'm gonna stop. I wish you guys would like hurry up and make me rich so I could stop caring so much. Until then, I just have to care.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
You all did this to me! This is more your fault than mine.
Hey, when you gonna start fighting, Split Lip?
Hurry up and make me into a rich jerk so I can be a jerk and chase my fans away like everyone else. Caring hurts. But I must do it because I'm not where I'm not there yet. No, can you imagine if I was like that?
Yeah. That would be bad.
Yeah.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Thank you, Chocolate Disco. That actually helps. That makes me feel a little better.
How long have you been on this one room?
Probably about almost an hour.
Oh God.
This is literally like that room on the Pillar of Autumn, where, you know, I had 2 levels of enemies fighting me. And I can't use the excuse that I haven't played Halo in years, so I had to relearn the game. Because since then, you know, I've gone through Reach, I've gone through 3, I've gone through Infinite, parts of 4. Until 4 kicked me out for being a team-killing fucktard.
Yes.
Which was hilarious and sad. It's like, killing your teammates is the best part of Halo multiplayer.
I was about to say, we were all shocked by that. Now, granted, 4 was not fun. Just at all. I don't think any of us were really enjoying ourselves. I was hoping for like a it's so bad it's good sort of experience. It just, wasn't happening.
Well, the shit with the Didact and the Librarian, they really wanted Halo to be something more than it was, which is just kind of Doom in space. You know?
Well, Doom's already in space, but I get what you mean. The issue that I have with it is just like, it still has the problem of, oh God, there's like 6 elites over there. It still has the problem of kind of lore dumping you, or sorry, the opposite of lore dumping, like being lore anemic. Like, you have to understand what all of this Forerunner shit is before you play this, or else when you play this, you're gonna have no fucking clue what's going on.
I've sealed you in a cryptum. What the fuck is that? Born Stellar knew this, and that's why he sealed me away. Who the fuck is that? What is any of this? Just go kill these guys. Why didn't you just tell me that? Well, I'm telling you now. Go kill those guys, because you must avenge Born Stellar. I don't know who that is!
Incoming!
And this is the problem. And what's funny about it is, like, you figure that when Bungie was no longer the lead development team, that they would, we'd have a little bit better understanding. Nope. Because I'm pretty sure that's something that people don't like about Halo. I'm 75% sure that that's what people don't like about Halo.
100% serious. My biggest complaint about the Halo franchise through 1 through 3 has always been that the best parts of Halo are not in the games. It's in the books.
Yep.
However, I think that they tried to address that criticism in Halo 4. The problem is they did a really fucking bad job of by putting, like, you have no idea anything about what's going on in Halo 4 unless you read the Forerunner trilogy. You know,
which I didn't. So while we were playing through it, I was completely clueless.
Like I read.
What the fuck is any of this?
I read through the first one. I have it in hardback. I have the second one in paperback, but I never actually read it. It's like Cryptum, Primordium, and I forget what the other one is. It's a lot of fucking lore building that basically says the library rigged everything. Librarian, basically everything that's happened ever is because she put fucking, a bunch of shit in a bunch of places to where it would happen that way. You come to find out that the reason why Master Chief is there standing in front of her with Cortana in the Mjolnir armor is not because that's what humanity needed to fight the Covenant. It's because she set it up that way. It's like, this is literally Quaid talking to fucking Cohagen about how his plan is bullshit, and there's no way that's true. And Cohagen is like, too perfect. Frankly, I'm amazed the whole fucking thing worked. Total Recall, the original, for those that aren't following my references here.
Yeah. Give these people air.
Give these people air. Fuck them. But Cohagen tells Quaid his entire plan, that the entire thing, all the way from him, after he busted his memory cap, everything was his plan. Him going to Mars, the message that he got from Hauser, the fact that, meeting up with Melina was all a plan to flush out and wipe out the Martian resistance. And Quay's like, no, it's too perfect. There's no way that's true. He's like, too perfect. I'm amazed the fucking thing worked. You busted your memory cap early, and then Michael Ironside here keeps trying to kill you for fucking his wife. I'm amazed the fucking thing worked. But that's ultimately the plot of Halo 4, is that everything was set up because the librarian thought the Didact would pop up eventually. And so, millions of years before, the Human Covenant War, code was put in place at a genetic level after, the Halo rays were fired off and all of humanity and all the races were replaced, or reseeded, that eventually Master Chief would show up in a compatible suit of armor with an AI and stand in front of the librarian.
See, that's why I think everybody liked Infinite so much better. These guys are evil. Go kill them. It's so simple. You can't fuck it up.
Well, especially when the Endless, just to take a break because maybe it'll help. The idea of the Endless is legitimately scary. Yes, they technically did nothing wrong, and yet the Forerunners still fucking, did all that horrible shit to them and basically wiped out their whole race, or imprisoned who they couldn't wipe out, for no fault of their own. But then you gotta realize that the Endless did nothing wrong, but the idea of a race that can survive the Halo array, just because, is actually very terrifying in terms of what the Halo arrays are meant to do. Starve the Flood to death. Now, assuming you've starved the Flood to death, okay, let's pretend the Flood isn't even in the picture anymore. You have a galaxy-spanning superweapon that wipes out all life above a certain level, except this one race. Well, what happens when that race finds out about it? You mean you guys set up this giant fucking weapon that kills everybody but us? We want it? You don't understand. We're going to take over this galaxy. Then we're going to move over to the next galaxy. And if anyone gets in our way, boop, fire off the rings. You can't stop it. Because we could just put the rings somewhere that you don't know where they are. And then one day, boom, the entire galaxy is cleansed. And then we just move over and take all your shit. What are you going to do about it? You're too busy being dead. That's the horrifying implication of the Endless. Now, they legitimately have a gripe for being imprisoned and wanting to fucking, take over Zeta Halo. Because, again, they were imprisoned for just being born. But just the mere existence of them is frightening. It is something that would have to be dealt with. Okay, let's do our best, eh? This wouldn't be so bad if every now and again some guys came in to back me up. Like, Quarterman is doing his best, but he's not reliable.
From what I've seen, like, the instant you enter the room, like, all of the fucking Marines just get plastered because it's legendary. And the enemies do that much more damage.
And I cannot, unless I restart the game, I cannot start on another difficulty.
Well, you promised legendary.
I promised legendary.
We've got orders.
The suffering must happen. This is why tomorrow, we're just gonna be very super chill and cool and play Phantasy Star 4.
There you go.
I'm not gonna do 2 days of Halo in a row. My heart can't take it. Do I have heart problems? No. But Halo would give them to me. Because it's legendary, and fuck you. Ah, I see you have 2 functioning kidneys. Halo Legendary would like to fix that. What's that? You have a family and friends that love you? Halo Legendary has something to say about that. But yeah, the thing about Halo 4 too is also like with the librarian like rigging everything to happen. Cryptum literally, the first book of the Forerunner trilogy is literally the librarian showing that she can do that. Born Stellar meeting releasing the Didact for the first time. And meeting up with humans and hanging out with them and doing stuff. She set that up.
The other question. Does Born Stellar have a brother named Born Mediocre by chance?
I don't believe so, no.
Nah, figured I'd make a joke anyway.
It'd be very funny if he did, though.
Speaking of silly things, the Nicole joke that we often tell in regards to well, Seed sucking.
His name was Nicole. He played the piano and he did literally nothing else. He had a girlfriend he never met.
Look at the image I just sent you. Why did a video game?
They knew! They knew!
Good fucking lord.
Why are you angry about Nicole? What did you even know about him? He was 15. He liked to play the piano, and? Huh. You know that Nicole was a notorious abuser of women? I hear he also was not a fan of minorities.
I'm glad he's dead.
I'm glad he's dead, yeah. Did you know that Nicole had a copy, unironically had a copy of Mein Kampf in his quarters? You can go see it right now. Yeah.
I mean, this is Zaft we're talking about. It wouldn't really surprise me if anybody from there had a copy of Mein Kampf in their quarters.
Did you know he was one of those self-hating coordinators? He was on the Blue Cosmos message boards all the time.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, those dirty gene stealers.
God, Seed was so bad. I legitimately can't think of... It's so funny to me that, like... First off, I'm always tickled by the fact that Gundam Seed has apologists. I'm also tickled by the excuses that they make sometimes. That Gundam, like, it would have been dead without Seed. Well, right, that's because Tomino said it was time for Gundam to die.
Yeah, Tomino successfully ended Gundam with Turn A.
It's like, that was the fucking goal. Like, why... Like, if you know... And then we saw what happens when he's not involved with it, and we get Seed, and it was bad.
Also, to be honest, every time they've redone Gundam since, you know, Turn A, the only time it's good is when they're aping the shit out of old Gundam.
2 degrees.
To a degree.
I mean,
age?
Because Seed apes the shit out of old Gundam.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, when Seed is good, it's really good. The problem is it's not very good, not good very often.
It's only good for, like, the first third of it.
There's a couple of spots where it's alright, but, the implications and the body counts, it's like, how are there people left? If you've just did this thing and the implications, you've just shown how dangerous this weapon is, how are there people left on Earth, on the moon? How do any of these sides have armies left? This is literally humanity exterminating itself.
Yeah, and not to mention, my big thing is always just how inconsistent Kira is. Because I still will remember the bullshit. He really starts hitting Gary's stew whenever they hit Earth. And he somehow programs his Gundam to be lighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, folks, that is the thing that happened. I don't know how. Physics don't work like that. But, there's that. There's, oh, what else? Then there's the second fight, the fight where he has with Waldfeld, where he's killing people left and right, and he's like, "Who's next?" And then when he beats Waldfeld, like he starts bawling like a fucking baby. And
I'm a killer. Yeah. And
it's not like his interactions with Waldfeld were like Amuro's with Ramba Ral. Like, you can understand why Amuro hated the fact that Ramba Ral died, because he kind of got to know Ramba Ral's character, you know. Well, and Ramba Ral's really endearing.
Well, yeah, he's a nice guy. He also invited you to go and fucking spit roast his wife with him.
Not really, but
kind of. It's funny, but you know, like, we don't know where that could have gone. You're like, my wife has taken an interest in you. My wife, whatever my wife wants, she gets. That's the kind of man Ramba was.
Orders in Section 7.
Yeah, I don't think that was.
No. It's still fun.
But regardless, you got to know Ramba Ral a bit more. You got to kind of understand the kind of dude he was. You know, he was doing what he was doing because it was a my country right or wrong sort of thing. You know, and he's a patriot. You can respect, even if he's working for the opposing side. You could understand the perspective and why he was the way he was, and he wasn't gonna give up his honor just because he's fighting his enemy. You know, so he's a respectable character.
Well, he voiced his disagreements with stuff, but he still followed the chain of command. That's why, even when he's disagreed with Operation British, they didn't penalize him for it. Like, I will note your disagreements in my log.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got that with him, but with Waldfeld, like,
attention, we have
his introduction's too over the top, to be honest with you. He's too much. He feels like too much of a caricature. Like, no, this is the sauce you must use. Okay.
Dude, I just want to have my fish sticks. You must use the tartar sauce, though. It's just fish sticks. I don't fucking care. You need tartar sauce. Look, I'm just fucking hungry. I don't care if they're dry. I just want to eat tartar sauce.
Yeah, it was like the argument between Kigali and fucking him over like what sauce to put on your gyro was like, oh, this is stupid. Like, there's just a million ways you could have done that scene that much better, and you just don't care about it, you know? It's like, oh, that guy's dead, whatever, you know? And the bad guys all feel like they listen to Limp Bizkit. Like, none of them are really likable.
Chocolate Disco asks, who is the librarian? The librarian was the person that actually designed the Halo arrays, the Ark, and designed the system that would reseed life once all life was wiped out. She was a master geneticist. So much so that she could basically put shit into your genetic code so that within so many generations, specific things would happen. Like like that whole genetic memory bullshit that Assassin's Creed peddled, she could do that. and she was very, very good at it, to such an extent where it's bullshit, to where motherfuckers would start getting visions of being in places they've never been, that they're supposed to go to, standing with people they've never met, and then all of a sudden it would fucking happen. That's literally impossible because of all the, you know, genetic variability, fucking causality. It's literally impossible. You would have an easier time telling me that you had a computer that could tell the future, or could peek into, narrow the future down to like X amount of possibilities, and you just plan accordingly.
Orders in Section 7.
Like, psychohistory from Foundation makes more sense.
Yeah.
That was weird.
So back on the Gundam thing, or other Gundam things, the Gundam subreddit continues to be a silly place of silliness.
Chocolate Disco, the librarian was a Forerunner.
Yeah.
The Forerunners basically live until you kill them. They're fucking stupid like that.
If we could not deal with them again in the future, that would be phenomenal.
Security Station 4 is
That's one of the reasons why, you know, Halo 5 went the way it did. Like, Halo 4 is like, the Didact is here, the Forerunners are back. Well, Halo 5, so that didn't work. Well, the Forerunners are back, but just the Guardians, and they're run by Cortana. That was a stupid fucking idea. Shit! The Banished! The Banished are here!
And they're actually interesting.
But who are the Banished? Not everyone played Halo Wars. Or reads the books.
Well, they're a bunch of evil fucks. Just kill them.
Alright. Yeah. Not only are the Banished here, they whipped your ass. How? That's not important. Play our game, please. Oh my god.
But yes, the
I've been here over an hour. We're going on. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I'm still on the first fucking stage.
So the abs. Here's something that I don't think I'm ever going to understand. So Gundam unicorns are right. It's not the greatest thing. It's not bad though. The last episode is just what sucks. I've not seen narrative, but I've heard from you and others that it's fucking terrible.
Well, Gundam narrative has the same problem that Suicide Squad has, in that it creates its own problem to solve, and so nothing is really accomplished. In fact, the universe is kind of lessened by it, because of a circular loop that shouldn't exist. There's no logical consistency here. I'll break it down again. Okay. You have these 3 children, one of which was definitely a new type, who predicted Operation British before it happened, like a week before it happened. As a result, you know, told everybody that something was going to hit, you know, Australia, and everyone was going to die. A bunch of people actually took her warning seriously and left and survived Operation British. Most people was like, ha 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 lol, kids saying weird shit. Well, the kids, it was a trio, they never said that just one of them had the prediction, so all 3 of them were taken to the Flanagan Institute and treated as new types.
So let's stop there for a second, because that's problem number 1.
Yeah.
First off, it's canonical in the original series that they didn't really know a whole lot about new types until like halfway through the 1-year war.
Yeah, because of all
Just halfway, actually.
Because of all the information they got from, you know... Actually, they weren't taken to the Flanagan Institute. They were taken to the Federation's Institute first, because the Flanagan Institute was still with Xeon at the time.
Yeah.
After the war, though, all Federation new type research fell to the Titans.
Yes. Which is how we got Formas Immune and all that fun stuff.
And so, because they, they were clearly new types, but their powers weren't, up to par, naturally, because the kids didn't want to be separated because, their parents were killed so they could be taken. Because, Federation be dirty like that. So they wouldn't be separated. They never told the... I'm trying to remember exactly what happened, because I haven't seen it since I saw it in a theater. Somebody shows up and wants to adopt the one, and has the political pull to pull them out of the Institute. The one that actually made the Operation British Call. And so 2 of them agree to let one of them go. And they let one of the ones go that definitely doesn't have powers. And so she's adopted as this dude's daughter and eventually becomes like the head of this corporation. The other 2 get cyber enhanced, become cyber new types, and one of them goes kind of crazy, but winds up being the test pilot for the RX-0 Phoenix. The RX-0 Phoenix goes crazy while she's operating it, and enters NTD mode, and then kind of vanishes because the fact she was an actual new type, who then became a cyber new type, and the NTD, reacting to, oh no, there's a new type in my pilot, I have to smash it, eventually caused, the Phoenix to just vanish. Nobody knows what happened to it. In the wake of the Unicorn incident, where, all those fucking Rezels showed up and were just stopped by the Unicorn just doing a psycho wave at them, the investigation showed that they stopped because they all lost power. And the psycho wave that hit them, that stopped their power, didn't simply stop their reactors. It actually sent the reactors back in time to an earlier state of their lives where they were basically just material before they were properly assembled and brought online as reactors. So, which is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It would be easier to just say that they were rendered inert molten slag. Instead, so now the psycho waves cause time travel. Because somebody was really hung up on, okay, Full Front's going to take you to the end of the restaurant at the end of the universe.
We've got orders in the Fort Pelican Bay.
Yeah.
Or it's like, entropy, heat, death of the universe. Here's a big black void. It's just as easy to say that he took you into his mind, and because, the big black void is a classic narrative trope of, here's what the mind looks like. A big, empty black void, because I'm not creative enough to come up with something else. Okay, so, the Phoenix vanished after its test flight. In that process, somebody got a hold, the corporate head, the girl that became the corporate head, who was of the trio, she got a hold of a Sinanju Stein and another Neo Zeon. Somehow. And she sold it to the Republic of Zeon, who took in the remaining Sleeves members as mercenary members of their defense force. So all the Sleeves members, just stopped being Sleeves, and they're officially part of the Republic of Zeon self-defense force. But they're still former Sleeves members, and, they're angry, but, they're not going to start shit. But one of them is the guy that wasn't good enough to be the Ghost of Shara's Butthurt.
Yeah. And because that's such a great idea, we're gonna do it twice.
And he's got personality problems. Now, why did she do that? Why did she sell them to the Republic of Zeon?
Because evil? I don't. It doesn't make it. None of this makes sense.
Okay,
That's the problem.
She sold it to the Republic of Zeon so that she could get certain assurances, but also basically free passage to go there as she pleases to hunt the Phoenix. A thing that hasn't been seen since it was test piloted, but somehow she's sure it's there. So she goes up there with the narrative Gundam, which has Psycho Frame in it, which is impossible because Anaheim is the only one that knows how to make Psycho Frame. Somehow they have Psycho Frame.
Again.
The Psycho Frame is also, instead of being built into the body, it's external, mostly in the pilot suit.
Which sounds like a really bad idea.
Oh yeah, you're just asking for trouble. And so the narrative Gundam is specifically designed to have variable equipment, depending on the mission. It's specifically to capture the Phoenix. Now, the Phoenix hasn't been seen, but suddenly the Phoenix appears after, after all of this has happened. After, the corporate head has, bought her way to just getting free passage to Xeon space. Why is the Phoenix back? The Phoenix is back because it detected a disturbance in the Force caused by the ghost of Shar's butthurt having access to the Neo Xeon, and it was going to cause bad stuff, which they only have because the corporate head traded it to them so that it could hunt the Phoenix, which it knew was there, because the Phoenix can travel back in time, and so it was heavily implied that she's trying to get the Phoenix so that they can get messages to and from the future to the past to change the future. Or potentially get someone's personal time to be rewound and basically create eternal life.
All of this is like the least Gundam shit ever. They're trying to turn Gundam into like a Dollar Tree Terminator.
No. And so the Phoenix...
None of it, like, this writing is just like, sounds awful. And I'm reading the plot synopsis on
They're like, yeah, you're not lying. Like, well,
yeah, just to make sure, and yeah, guys, Xavier's not lying. Like, this is fucking stupid. And like this narrative Gundam, they're saying that it's the new Gundam, but a prototype of it. But there's just one problem: the new Gundam was the prototype.
It's probably a prototype of the mass production model new Gundam.
Maybe it's not what it says online. I mean, because that would be a very good way to make an excuse. Let's put it that way.
Because the new Gundam had Psycho Frame in its cockpit.
Yes.
You could argue that the narrative Gundam doesn't have Psycho Frame in the cockpit. That came, that's why you have a prototype laying around. Is okay, we put cockpit Psycho Frame in the cockpit. That wasn't in the original design. Even Amuro's like, hold on, because he designed the new Gundam. Hold on a minute, what's this difference? Change of the cockpit. Oh yeah, we put Psycho Frame in there. What's Psycho Frame?
There's also another bit here that needs mentioning. Is since Amuro did design the new Gundam, so yeah, first off, having a prototype is stupid. Second, having a prototype of the core fighter is even dumber because Amuro knows that the core fighter is not a good idea.
Yeah, it had a core block system in it, which was...
it's like, Amuro knows better, like, come on now. So, it's just one of those things where, like, the more I read about this, like, the more...
Also, if I remember correctly, in an era of 360 cockpits, the narrative Gundam had a box cockpit.
Yeah, which is also really stupid. Why would they go backwards? Like, there's been 360 cockpits ever since the NT1. Like, what the fuck? Like, it technically didn't make sense for the GPO 1 and 2 to not have, or didn't make sense for those two to have box cockpits either. But they corrected that with the GPO 3 because somebody probably pointed it out. It's like, hey, I don't know why we're this far in and they're still using box cockpits, but let's fix that.
It depends on your lore, because originally the Gundam was produced in-house by the Federation. But eventually, Gundam design was handled externally by Anaheim.
Yeah. If I recall correctly, they started with the God, what was it? Because there was the GPO 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 is the ended up becoming the Gerber Tetra. Oh, the 0 is the Blossom, and that was the one that was developed 100% in-house by the Federation. and then afterwards they handed it over to Anaheim. So you would think that Anaheim would have done it then, but it's just one of those little storyline inconsistencies that probably it's a small detail that they probably just weren't thinking about. You know, they're like, oh, well, you know, we're doing all this stuff. We're really excited. I mean, for fuck's sake, we've got the writers from Macross and Votom's working on this. We got the mecha designer from Macross working on this with us. You know, it was 0083 is a huge project.
Yeah, you get Shoji Kawamori working for you, you're gonna get some good shit. That man is a giant like Okawara is, but
yeah, you had and that was also, I think, it wasn't the first major project that Katsuki worked on. It was the biggest though. 'Cause he started on Gundam Sentinel.
But where? From where though?
Oh, you got grenaded it. Also, give me just 1 second. My alarm is going off on my phone, and it's in the other room. I'll be right back.
Security Station 4 is under attack.
Okay.
We've got orders from Fort Pelican Bay.
So back in our discussion, the point that I was trying to get to is, I saw a meme that guy tried to do. He tried to suggest that Banana was a better pilot than all of the previous main UC Gundam pilots before him. So Amuro, Camille, and Judo.
No.
No.
He just had a computer that was designed to compensate and to eradicate new types built into the Gundam. He also had Psycho Frame built throughout the frame, which means the entire suit was thought controlled.
Yes. So, but here's my general point, and I saw somebody said this in the thread too. So it was nice to have somebody agree with me. Somebody said that Banana is basically Kira Yamato if he was written by a fairly competent writer.
Doesn't make it better.
He's a much better character than Kira Yamato because he's got all the naivete, and the naivete makes sense. He goes out of his way to try not to kill people, you know, and that naivete makes him an idiot. But I'll defend an idiot plot because if all characters are smart, stories are not interesting anymore. Because in reality, people are dumb and people make stupid mistakes all the fucking time. You know, I think it's intriguing to kind of see the Gundam story of like war through a young man or a child's eyes because their expectations are idiotic. We know that as adults, but they don't know that. But it gives you a different perspective. That was also what 0080 did. So Banana is not a bad character at all. He's actually a pretty good character.
No, it's the story that's bad.
Yeah. And a lot of it has to do with the ending. You know, the last episode is a wet fart. Like it's just like you just saw this prick murder the best character in the series, and all of a sudden we're supposed to forgive him.
Yeah, he's sorry.
Yeah. Like, fuck that.
I was really mad because a girl wouldn't sleep with me, so I killed her closest friend.
Yeah.
But I feel bad about it now.
Though, do you remember how badly you and I were laughing when we got to the part in Super Robot Wars V where everybody just starts saying she's not gonna fuck you, bro?
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking glorious. Imagine having Judo. Imagine having Amuro Ray, Camille Bidon, Judo Ashta, Banana, and Setsuna F. Seiei, and Lock-On Stratus telling you she's not gonna fuck you.
Now, Lock-On, I expect that from, but Setsuna, who doesn't... Setsuna doesn't jack off. Like, he's so single-minded in his mission. You could tell me that Setsuna doesn't jack off. Like, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
the man just goes to sleep and says, I am a Gundam, and he goes to sleep, and he wakes up, and he doesn't dream. He just wakes up. It is Gundam time.
Yeah, pretty much. All Gundam, all the time. You would expect the conversation to go something like this. Is basically, Amuro goes, dude, she's not gonna fuck you, let it go. And then, Camille agrees, with an angry look on his face. Judo calls him a gamer word. For those of you who have never seen Double Zeta, that's something Judo actually does. But, Judo calls him a gamer word. Fucking... That version of Banana had just had it at that point. He's like, dude, seriously, this is getting sad. And then, Lock-On's like, yeah, this is really lame, dude. What's wrong with you? And then Setsuna in the background goes, I am Gundam. Yeah, okay, Setsuna, we'll take that as you agreeing with us.
Alright. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm tired of dying, please continue the discussion. I'm just going to look up a video of this scene on Legendary and find out how the fuck I win.
Alright. But like, it's just the whole events that just lead to the end of it are just not... It's silly, and the other thing that Unicorn like doesn't have going for it, but let's go with Banana as a character. But the thing about Banana is that he doesn't really grow up, and because he has the Unicorn Gundam, and the Unicorn is borders on plot devicey, he doesn't have to grow as a character really. Like the plot exists to not to challenge him as a character and challenge his ideas like it did for Camille and like it did for Judo and Amuro. It exists to basically just agree with him. And the Unicorn is there to basically, make sure that happens. So that's problem one with Banana. The second problem with Unicorn is just that the antagonists are fucking awful. Or at least, like, the main... Full Frontal and Riddy are terrible characters. They're just not well written. There's nothing enjoyable about them. They're largely just... they just exist. Like, they're trying to be something else. Like, they're basically trying to they're trying to give Banana a Jared and trying to give him a Char at the same time. And neither one of them are honestly as good of characters as the other ones. Which, how the fuck can you be a second-rate Jared Mesa? How? How is that possible? And yet, that's exactly what fucking Riddy is. Because he's less edgy jock douchebag and more Elliot Rodger. But I think a lot of that defense honestly comes from something that I see a lot from Gundam fans. Is like the Gundam series that got you into Gundam is flawless. And I'm gonna be honest, like most Gundam series that I have seen, they're good. Most of them are good. I've only seen one really bad one. But none of I wouldn't say any of them are flawless.
No.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking about possibly doing a video on Unicorn's issues, and just why it's not as good of a story.
I said Unicorn really took it upon itself to try and solve the new type question, and it did a really bad job of doing that.
Yeah. Kind of why I like what Gundam X did. Like, yeah, I mean, they're just human beings that are born with special powers. Like, there's nothing special beyond that. That's still pretty special, but, you know, it doesn't mean that somebody who isn't a new type, you know, has any less value.
Yeah.
Which even then, there's problems with that too, but given how the series kind of set that up, but I can understand with X because it was rush production, you know. They needed more time and space, so and they just didn't get it. But in fucking with Unicorn, there's no excuse.
Well, the message of X was very much. What is a new type? The new type is the secret to winning the wars, because the new types all have the ability to use the bit system. New types have the ability to do this. The the spacers are like, no. As soon as you come to go into space, you become a new type. No, a new type is an ace pilot. No, a new type is this. A new type is that. There's no such thing as a new type because there are so many different people with special powers, espers, that don't line up with everything that everyone describes. But you're all calling them the same thing. The fact is, all of these things are different, but you're putting it under the one label when that's not correct. Therefore, the label you've created is wrong, and thus it doesn't exist. So, yes, you have psychics. Yes, you have people that can use the bit system, because the fact was the bit system worked for some people. Not all of them. But then you had people that could sense each other. You had the Frost brothers that could send telepathic messages to each other. You had other people that could do other things. The fact was, you have all these people with powers, but their powers don't line up. Or they don't seem to, be related. Like I said, it would be easier to just say these are espers. And what's an esper? Just somebody that has a special power. But a new type was... they treat it as someone that can run the bit system.
Yes.
And therefore, because only some espers could do it, but all espers couldn't, but they were bringing all espers under the umbrella of new type, and the spacer's just like, oh no, if you're in space, you're a new type. Therefore, the label doesn't exist. Therefore, a new type can't exist, because you cannot define it and it be correct. Something that has a label that can be defined is that thing, because you have the characteristics to define it accurately every time. Like, define a shoe. I want to be very careful here because, depending, how this conversation goes, we can get into some big trouble, because that's the world we live in. But define a shoe. Is a thing that, I wear on my foot. Okay? What else? But it also, protects the bottom of my foot from the ground. Well, a wooden plank with some string attached to it. I can wear it on my foot and it protects my feet from the ground. That is technically a shoe. It's when you start getting into that place where there's wiggle room. What we see as a shoe versus how you define shoe, and therefore the definition of a new type being somebody with special powers that can operate the bit system that is also an ace pilot. Because not every esper meets that definition, there's no such thing as a new type. Dome was spot on. Just because you're a new type doesn't mean you're going to be a fucking ace pilot.
Yeah.
In fact, some new types, because of the nature of their powers, you want to keep them as far away from battle as possible because it's just going to drive them insane. Or you get people like Shirako, who just used his powers to, fucking mind control people, to get pussy.
Yeah.
That is all Shirako did, was he mind controlled women of all ages because he wanted pussy all the time.
Pretty much. Back on the unicorn thing though. On the flip side, if nothing else, Mario Cruz is awesome.
Oh yeah. You know what would have been really cool if they're gonna do that fucking bullshit time travel garbo? Like the psycho field causes this thing to revert to an earlier state of being.
Yeah.
Marita lives, and the psycho waves fix her fucking uterus.
That would have been really cool.
And it's like, Marita, you get to have kids now. But don't
be honest,
don't bang Riddy, please. Don't bang Riddy.
Yes, get far away from that.
Yeah, Riddy's gonna come to you and apologize, and you're gonna feel bad for him. Don't. Just don't.
Just see if Judo Ashta has a twin brother or something.
Yeah, his name is Judo Kashta because he makes money.
But yeah, if there's any Gundam story that if I was given the opportunity to rewrite it, I would Unicorn. I would have it turn out very differently. Because it's like, if you're gonna go with this time travel bullshit, which is one thing that kind of annoys me, because it's like, okay, so we're gonna say that Psycho Frame allows you to travel through time, right? And Amuro and Char literally just disappeared. Why not bring them back? And that's where you get to the other weird part, because then you don't really know, is Unicorn going off of the novel continuity, or are they going off of
where Char and Amuro are confirmed fucking dead?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's a, that's part of what I would do, is I would actually keep the first part of Unicorn recent, Marty gets captured, all this other stuff. From what I would do there, though, is I would switch perspective, and I would go out to, and I would start telling a story from Bright's perspective, and that he has been assigned to head out to whatchamacallit, to Axis, or where Axis was, because they were getting some sort of weird radiation readings from out there. And I would actually have that part actually start with a video call between him and his son, him and Hathaway.
Yeah. To
have the two talk, and because I really like writing worldviews, I would write basically kind of sow the seeds of that conflict between Hathaway and Federation. Just, the two of them discussing, issues and things like that, and stuff that Bright's seen throughout his military career and things of that nature. And from there, the radiation readings that they find when they go out to that old spot is they find the remains of the new Gundam. And Amuro is still inside of it. He's still alive.
This is impossible. How can this be?
And that way you properly set up time travel with the whole new type thing.
Yeah, and this is why Psycho Frame is bad.
Yeah. So from there, what happens is I would start with telling two simultaneous stories. One that would follow Banana, and then one that would follow Bright and Amuro. with Bright and Amuro, what I would have them do is decide to basically try to get the band back together, in a sense, of recruiting Gundam pilots to go up against the Sleeves. And they basically start going through old, like, Titans lockers and stuff, or equipment caches and stuff like that to try to find stuff that they can use. One of those things would be the Zeta Gundam. Another one of those things would be, you know, other, you know, Mark IIs.
Yeah, they're gonna find some prototype Phazes laying around because of the new decides.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe bring in something from Sentinel. But the goal is that they are going to bring back other people that had served on, you know, the Argama with Bright to come serve on the Rock Island. So the first person one of the people that they go and they talk to is Camille. And he turns down piloting, but at that point he'd have his doctorate. So he decides to be the ship's doctor. And then, of course, Fa is Fa, so Fa comes with him. Then, of course, we bring back Judo and Rue.
I have a better idea for that. Same idea. Fa is the ship's doctor. Camille is ship's counselor.
That's a terrible idea.
I know, right?
Why would I want Camille to be the counselor?
Because, you know, he's all spaced out now, and he's literally come back from infinity. Therefore, you know, Fa, having had to have been his caretaker for years, is probably much more experienced in medical. Therefore, she would be a better candidate for to be the doctor, whereas Camille would be like, okay, I understand what you're going through and the places you're going. Here's why you don't want to go farther than where you are. Here's why you need to dial it back.
Yeah, that's not what I would want to do. So there's a reason that I would have Camille be the doctor. And that is because it puts him in a position where the Zeta's just sitting there in the hangar. And people are coming back hurt. And people are dying. And he knows that if he gets in that Gundam, he can stop that. Easy conflict. And then it builds up to the moment when he eventually does step into it. The Zeta is out on the field, but Rue is still in the med bay. And then suddenly that beam saber gets huge and cuts something in half. And then you realize who it is. So that's the big that's what that would build to. But they go and they find Judo and Rue. Judo, of course, has kept the double Zeta. How he managed to keep it, Bright is just absolutely stunned because this is Judo. You know,
what are you gonna do? Tell him no? He took it. He just walked away with like, what are you gonna do? Get that guy that could stop me? Does he have a better suit than the double Zeta? I don't think so.
Yeah. So that's where that starts to go. And basically, but one thing that I would have Bright do is he would get his hands on 3 particular mobile suits that would be pretty that would be up to snuff to what's in that series. So Resol's something or Rigsy's, something like that. So it's something that looks Gundam enough. And what I would have him do is I would have him and Amuro go to South America at one point because they've gotten intelligence on the Unicorn and they have to, of course, capture the damn thing. And what they read in it is that they read about the NTD system. So you would think, or at least what I would do is I would lead the audience on to thinking that he's just trying to get people who piloted Gundams in the past, right? So he goes to South America to find a certain Shiro Amada, who is living peacefully with his wife and 2 children. And he basically confronts him with the simple fact that Shiro's gonna, now that he's been found, he's only got 2 options. One, Bright can arrest him, and he would be court-martialed for dereliction of duty and likely found guilty for it. Not to mention, of course, you know, literally sleeping with the enemy for years on end. Or he can, because he's Bright fucking Noah, he can reinstate his commission,
Security Station 4.
have him come onto the ship alongside his wife, who could serve on the crew, and his 2 children, because it's a Gundam series, and you know it's no fun without kids around to make things even more dangerous. And those are his options. It's either you're going to jail or you're helping us out. And of course he chooses not to go to jail because he's got a wife and kids. And then from there, he's introduced to 2 other people that are going to be helping him out. Specifically, Karen Joshua and why am I forgetting his name?
Because if I remember correct, because they actually, I think they actually did explain what happened to the members of the
Norris.
team.
That's right.
I think Norris may have stayed with the Earth Federation forces.
Yeah, he and Karen both did. They did not join the Titans.
Right.
So they would still be there. So now here's the gimmick. So we give them 3 well, let's say Rigsies. 3 highly tuned Rigsies that have a similar color palette to the RX-78G or 79G. There's a reason for that. The when they go to confront the unicorn, there will be a point where this happens, and the basic idea is that they find the Argama. Banana doesn't want to go because of whatever reason, and there's a big 3-way fight, basically, between the Sleeves, who of course want the unicorn, and then Bright, who also wants the unicorn, and then of course the Argama itself, who doesn't want to come with them. And Riddy gets spanked by Judo because this is Judo Asher we're talking about. I would literally have a scene where he'd say, you know, basically talk about the Double Zeta being an outdated machine, and then Judo fires that twin rifle at him and melts the legs off his mobile suit. But from there, the instead of having Amuro go after the unicorn, he has Shiro and the 08th team go after him instead. And Banana turns on the NTD mode. And then he realizes it's not making a lick of fucking difference. That these 3 are out piloting him and nailing him from all directions, and they've got coordination that he wasn't ready for. And they finally get him to surrender. And then later out, we find the reason that Bright recruited them.
Holy shit!
Because he researched the NTD.
Holy
system.
shit! I win.
The Malta's already
You got him.
borders.
Oh my god!
Malta, what is your status? Over.
Alright, let me...
Can you get to the next room?
They're retreating.
That is the real question.
Yeah, good. Plasma pistol.
There was one at your feet, but it might not have more ammo than the one you're already carrying. Probably isn't, yeah.
I just had to grenade spam the fucking grunts.
It's effective strategy. There you go. But anyway, so and that's what I would basically do. One thing that I would do is to make things even more interesting is you know, at the end of Gundam Evolution, or was it Evolution? I forget the name of it.
Gundam Evolve.
Evolve. We see that there is a Puru that is still alive. I would have her still be around and be part of the crew, so that way there's some interesting dynamic between her and Marida.
Shit! Oh my god, did I get him? Nope.
Maybe? Not to be, I like the Purus. I can't tell you why. I don't know. I just think they're great.
They're fucking adorable. It gets even worse when you read the manga that gave them all personalities and identities and realize that, you know, you got every flavor of girl possible here. You got your tomboy Peru, you got your girly girl Peru, you've got you know, the Peru that likes working out. You got pretty much all the personalities of the rainbow in the same girl.
Yeah. Marita strikes me as the one that would like working out. But anywho.
Please
but that would be
checkpoint,
that'd
please.
Be an interesting dynamic. There should be one.
Thank God! We did it! We made it! We made it!
Thank God it's you!
You can't pull turrets out in this one. The one thing that I would be torn on is whether or not to have Shar also still be alive. But if I did, I actually know what kind of a mobile suit I would want to give him. Because the question, what I would have to think about is, would Char, after Char's counterattack, still be all about that Xeon?
What I would do is, if you're gonna bring time travel into it, I would have Char from Gaia Gear show up.
It's way in the future, though.
Yes, we're doing time. If time travel is a factor, you can bring in Char from the future, like something.
I don't think I would want to do that, because that's a whole nother, like, that's way too far in the future, like, to come back and then just basically like know how everything happened.
Char,
I wouldn't want to do that.
Char exists. Oh no. Oh. Our job is basically to convince him that all he needs to do with his life is stay on this island and just keep busting a nut. That's all he has to do, and he'll live a fine life. Don't let him go into space, and don't let him accidentally into a robot.
Grenade! We're in trouble.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to do that. I would specifically want the Char from right after Char's counterattack. And just the question is, what would his thoughts be on where the future should go at that point? You know. But I don't know if I would want to do that. Having Amuro around would make sense because he could be sort of the big brother figure to Banana that honestly that character really needed. Because the fact that Banana's naivete is just never challenged is probably the most frustrating part about that entire series. But yeah, one thing to mention to Disco, yeah, do not start Gundam with Unicorn. Like, I don't remember what anime YouTube channel said to start with Unicorn. It might have been Gigic, it might have been, or one of the Trash Case guys, or it might have been that Mother's Basement idiot. But they're all wrong. Unicorn is a terrible starting place. Because you're gonna have no fucking clue what any of it means. You're not gonna know what Psycho Frame is. You're not gonna know the significance of that.
You're also not gonna understand why if you get enough of it in one place, you could basically do anything.
Yeah, like all of that sort of shit is just not gonna be things that you know. You're not gonna know what a Puru is. You're not gonna know any of that. Like it's very reliant on previous Gundam. Same way that what's it? Gundam Hathaway was very reliant on previous Gundam, you know. Which, I mean, Hathaway is still an amazing film, but it's just Unicorn's just a bad starting place. before I do the video on that, I'm gonna definitely have to figure out who it was that said that. Because
I think it was a couple of magazines that were trying to get in on the fact that, you know, Gundam was trending very hard because of Hathaway.
Find the border's point of entry, Chief. Cut them off at the source.
I want to know the YouTuber because YouTubers are fun to trash sometimes when they get things very wrong.
Oh, you're trying to start a rap beef.
Yeah. Because that's fun. But, like, the thing that, like, the Trash Taste guys, like, they're just wrong about everything Gundam anyway. Like, I've never heard so many bad Gundam takes than from those guys. Like, it's incredible how bad it is. Like, one of them said, like, oh, Gunpla is just Lego for adults. And I'm like, no.
I can see why you would think that, but you're wrong.
Yeah, you're very wrong. Gunpla is for everybody. There's literally Gunpla for children and for all skill levels and all this other shit. Like, fuck off. It's an alternative to Lego for kids. But for us adult, you know, it's one of those things like every age group can get into it. Which is something that PewDiePie got right, and PewDiePie's actually never watched a Gundam show.
That's surprising.
He actually made an IKEA new Gundam. It was hilarious. But people who have actually watched Gundam will tell you, yeah, Gundam's for everybody. You know, and Gunpla is for everybody. There's something for everybody. There was one VTuber who had said that. Oh, it was Kason who said it. She's been watching Gundam for years. She's like, yeah, there's something for everybody. You want to get your kids into a Gundam show? They can watch. Kids can watch G Gundam.
There's also the SD Gundams.
Yeah, and there's
very
SD
much
Gundam.
for children.
Oh yeah, they're like, because SD, like, some of the old SD Gundam stuff is basically Gundam Looney Tunes. Like if Hanna-Barbera did like cutesy Gundam, like that's basically what a lot of it is. But anywho, the starting points for Gundam. I need to do a video on this too. People ask me this all the fucking time. The starting points for Gundam, I always say, are start with the original series or the movies, the movies of the original series if you want a more condensed version. Or watch one of the alternate universes. Just looked at one podcast of those guys and never looked at the margin. Like, holy shit. Yeah, they're pretty infamous for like having like really bad takes.
Yeah.
On especially Mecha. Like if it's an isekai, they'll suck its dick.
That must be him.
But they'll trash Mecha all day.
On 3.
Yeah.
Like they're still convinced that Mecha is dead, even though there was just a new Getter Robo series that was successful. There was a Gundam film that was very successful, and then the most recent Evangelion film was one of the biggest movies in Japan's history. Like, it's not dead. It just doesn't get as much funding as isekais, because isekais are like boy bands right now. You know?
Well, there's a bunch of them because they're popular, so they're cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Attention. We have border.
Doesn't mean that they're better. Like, I've watched a few isekais, and like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the best episodes of any isekai I've seen were fucking done by, which was done by the creator of Gundam.
I'm writing an isekai.
So Gundam does better isekai. Like, Tomino does better isekai than most isekai creators.
Like, I'm writing an isekai. Like my novel I've been working on for years, that's an isekai.
Yeah, it's a very popular concept these days. But there will be a point where, you know, the trend will move on. Because that's just the arts.
Yeah, the big issue Mecha has right now is the ability to stick the landing. Because too many shows have come out since 2010 that are a great concept or have a great first half and then fail to stick that landing. Like, remember how awesome Darling in the Franxx was until it wasn't?
A box?
What?
Did that explosion turn you into a box?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
What's that?
Box. Darling in the Franxx, from what I hear, was on all of the cocaine at the end.
Oh, Darling in the Franxx was a fantastic show until it wasn't. You see, it's a 24-episode series that blew its load on episode 18, I believe. Like, episode 18 is like, yes! This is great! And then the next episode is like, this fucking sucks. What are you guys doing? And it never got any better for that. It only got worse.
Yeah. And then you had Aldnoah Zero, which was kind of Gundam in reverse.
Aldnoah Zero was a great idea. It just, again, it did not stick the landing.
Yeah, that's another good example. Muv-Luv Alternative got really boring really fast, which was it to its detriment, because the first 2 episodes of Muv-Luv Alternative are fucking awesome. Especially the ending of that second episode. Dear God.
What if you had all of the tropes of your main cast, and you're introduced to those characters, and then the end of episode 1 and 2, you're watching them die horribly.
Yeah. It was like if somebody took the reins off of Tamino.
This is...
He's just killing people right there. He's like, kill them all, motherfucker!
I see you're already deciding which of these girls is best girl. Oh, you decided on one? She's dead now.
Yeah.
Oh, you predict a long, rivalry between these 2 characters for who's going to be best? One of them's dead now. Yeah, any friendship they were going to develop as they understood each other and learned to talk and communicate, oh, that's fucking over.
So,
and the best part is, they all died for nothing.
Pretty much. So that's the big thing about Muv-Luv Alternative. It just got boring really fast. Like after the first 2 episodes, it starts going into like training sequences and stuff, and you're like, I don't care. So that's another example, and that was just the problem. It's just what, like, a lot of them don't stick the landing. From what I hear, Buddy Complex had the same problem. Gunsword though was fucking amazing. But that one just didn't catch on like it should have. Not like Code Geass did, which, from what I hear, also did not succeed.
Gunsword is kind of like Trigun with robots. So
but with a protagonist that is violent as fuck. Like, I love Bash the Stampede, don't get me wrong. But Vaughn is fucking amazing. I love how Gunsword ends. Like, it's just like... He didn't need to do it, but he did it anyway because he said he was going to. And it's actually really cathartic what happens. I fucking love Gunsword.
Was it necessary to kill the clawed man? No, but he's gonna do it anyway because that's what he set out to do.
Yeah. It also has one of the most badass themes of an anime ever. The funny thing is, like, I had never even heard of it, and then I played Super Robot Wars T, and then I just heard the theme, and I'm like, I have to watch this, and I did. I was not, because that series got me into Gunsword, and it also got me into Votoms, which so far Votoms is great too.
We may have to wrap up. I've literally spent an entire stream on the first fucking level. I fucking hate this. You did this to me! I actually thought I'd be angrier.
Hello.
Determined to do this solo.
I think it's because, you know, of course I can beat this with help, but, you know, back in the day, you know, when I was a kid, you know, I was one of those people that, you know, thought I was the apex gamer. Because I did this thing, this one time. Also, I've been doing so well with Infinite.
So, like, this is the hardest Halo experience. Like, the second game on fucking, on Legendary is just, well, it's legendary for how tough it is.
Why would they put a turret there if they never come down this way? The only enjoyment I'm getting out of this now is the ragdoll physics of Master Chief's body. Like, if I complete this room, there's not even going to be any catharsis to it because I just know I'm going to have to do this again. This is literally a Sisyphean task.
Does Gunsword have a manga or is it just an anime? I'm not sure. I've never looked into it. I don't read a lot of manga, so.
We have borders in Sector 3.
The only problem with Gunsword is that the English dub is well, it's not a lot better than the sub, but it's like if you only speak English. But it's a really good dub. But the only way to watch it dubbed is on Funimation.
Which isn't a thing anymore.
Well, they've still got their streaming service up. They haven't folded it into Crunchyroll yet, but they're in the process of doing so.
Yeah, Crunchyroll's also getting rid of their free service.
Yep. Doesn't surprise me.
Look up, me hearties, yo ho.
But I will freely admit if I don't have to pirate something, I won't. So.
It's very sad when a corporation is hell-bent on making piracy not only an imperative, but a moral right. Like, no.
I don't know about right, but it's the lesser of two evils sometimes.
It's like not only...
Which is really weird.
It's like, not only do I have to pirate it to see the content, I'm actually morally correct for doing so. Because they're being so shitty about it. Especially
here, I'm not going to defend theft. Like,
no. But you've also got the for the sake of preservation as well, because remember, you had one of Funimation's staff basically sit there and say, if there's no legal way to see it, you're just not allowed to have it. It's not for you, and if it goes away, well, that's life.
Well, my thing is just like, it's more along the lines of, you've got, the problem that you run into is that if you subscribe to this service to watch this particular version or this particular anime they have their hands on, you're basically putting money into the pockets of people that, were incredibly silent when one of their buddies, like, was grooming a child, but they falsely accused another guy of sexual harassment and basically ruined his career.
Oh, not only did he groom that child, he also intimidated him into shutting up about it.
Yeah.
After making a big stink.
So, like, it goes without saying that it's like, that's not people I want to ever give my money to, and I don't want them in this business at all. The good news is that there's a lot of companies out there that really don't want to deal with the VA unions, so they just won't. And they'll just they'll contract, or they have their own fucking people that they hire to do the casting and the voice direction for the English, and it actually ends up being a lot better. Because, I mean, Hathaway's dub was, like, legitimately one of the best English dubs of any anime I've ever seen in my life. It was really fucking good.
Sad, because I knew a lot of people that, really wanted to be in the voice acting business and got there. And it's really sad how things turned out.
Yeah.
I want them to get paid for their work, but it seems like getting them paid for their work and getting them taken care of is causing other problems, because it means other certain parties get involved and they get paid for that work too.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I hate unions. So, it's just one of those things where it's like, oh, for the love of God, But, the downside is, of course, Amuro's cameo in Hathaway was not voiced by Brad Swale. But it is what it is, My advice to any voice actor out there is get the fuck away from that union. Because they're not doing anybody any favors.
Yeah. Theoretically, the union was a cool idea to make sure that everyone was getting paid properly, because, as I understand it right, everyone was, like, different rates.
Yeah. And,
some people are being paid better than others, some people are paying dirt, and by actually having the scale, you were making more. But what problems is this causing?
A lot of them. And that's generally what happens with unions. It's sometimes they end up causing more problems than they solve. And at that point, they need to be, gone. Because, yeah, theoretically, or on paper, a union's not a bad idea. Get a bunch of workers together because if they do that, because they've got strength in numbers, they've got a bargaining chip. The problem is that oftentimes whenever unions get used, they have a tendency to kind of lose the plot, I guess.
So, as long as a union is representing the workers and actually working for the workers, a union is a fine thing. The issue is that unions often take all of those dues and all of that power that they amount, in terms of politics, and they work for the union.
Exactly.
The union works for the union, not the worker. The worker's just expected to, pay for it, subsidize the union's activities.
Bingo.
That's the problem.
That's where they're at right now. USA Gundam Store, stop emailing me, please. I really do want that Cubile, but I have no fucking money.
Master Joe, hello! Thank you for the raid! Oh. Two powers become one! I am Xavier Harkonnen. I am one of the hosts of Graded.5. I am the voice on Graded Plays. I play games that are obscure from the past. Games that are so obscure that the developers have actually forgotten they made them. Sometimes, though, I like to play classics, too. And I'm getting my ass kicked at Halo on Legendary because I am bad at video games, apparently. Back in 2002, I'm in high school, I'm like, no, me and my buddy, like, we have a club, like, no, this is for hardcore gamers only. And now I'm embarrassed. Like, my most legendary run on Mega Man X, you know, that I've talked about before. Buster only, can only get items that I can get with Buster only, no special weapons, even to acquire items. Reverse boss order. And I can't even beat this fucking level on doing Legendary. You know, I bet it's because this is the Anniversary Edition. I bet if I was playing on Classic Halo 2, I would be doing just as bad, but I'd be further along in the level.
I mean, you can always turn on the Classic Edition.
Can I do that on Master Chief Collection?
Hit the tab key.
I didn't.
When you get the opportunity.
I did. It didn't do anything.
What? That's supposed to be the button for it.
Oh. Oh, but does it affect the gameplay or is it just the graphics?
It should affect the gameplay.
Well, that's kind of cool. I didn't know you could do that. I finally found a control scheme that's like more what I'm used to for Halo. I've set it to do that for all of the Halo games, not just the one I'm playing. From the future.
All right. Oh, well. The pencils on Inglewood Book 2 are now officially halfway done.
Fire team to Tram Terminal 1.
Now I've just got to fix other issues that are going on, and then things will be better.
Why is every Marine on this station Spanish? Like I can understand, you know, running into like a Spanish speaking Marine, but everyone on this station has been Spanish. It's like the same guy. Like, are they segregating them to this one station?
It's possible.
Like, oh, you're one of those. Yeah, you go to this station over here. What do you mean? What do you mean one of those? Come on, eh? What's going on?
The fuck are you saying, man?
What's going on, eh? Oh, no, no, you're a Canadian. You go to this station here, yeah. This is Minnesota Station, you betcha.
Lord.
The UNSC is truly evil. They brought back segregation in space.
Oh Lord.
This is the future the liberals want. All joking aside. Oh, just, maybe they just had the same dude record the same voice for different characters at different pitches, and they accidentally put him all the characters with that dude's voice track on the same stage. Funny though. Sigma's not an issue doing Buster only. The issue is that you can only use sub-tanks that you can pick up without using special weapons. Like, even to pick up other items, you can't use special weapons at all.
Fire team, border to second 2.
Oh, that's right. In Halo 2, they toned down the melee. And that's one of the things they toned back up in Halo 3 was the melee is one hit if you get them from behind.
Find something we'll have to deal with.
Fire team, border to second 2.
Ah! We are probably going to wrap up here in 25 minutes. I am hydrating. I am hydrated on vodka and Coke.
Delicious.
It really is. It's cherry vodka too, so it's just basically just cherry Coke to get you fucking drunk. It probably has another name, but me and my buddy call them insurgents. Oh, you think it's just Coca-Cola? No, it's gonna sneak in and do terrible things to your liver. We had this joke where we were gonna try and come up with a roster of drinks. We're gonna call it the Mujahideen. You had the insurgents, which was Coke and flavored vodka. You're gonna have just a double of scotch, which is the Charlie Wilson. And then we wanted to have like 4 or 5 other drinks. And it'd be like, nobody's ever taken on the entire Mujahideen before. And that was gonna be the joke. And we had a friend that was actually going to, bartender school to be a mixologist. And he's like, yeah, I'll totally throw that together for you. So of course it never happened. Because everyone has that friend that is like, you have a cool idea, they have the ability to make it possible, and they want to be involved, they just never have time or they forget. Tale as old as time.
Hi, man.
Fire team, border to second 2.
Nice shot.
Ah! Oh, it's okay. How you doing? I've literally spent an entire stream on the first level of Halo 2. It's fucking difficult. Ah!
Again, you decided this. This is the future you chose. What's up, Optimus?
Ask if he wants to come in here and yell at me.
Yeah, Optimus, come in here and help me yell at Xavier.
He wants me to crack open another cold one. I will go get more vodka and Coke. Can you add him to the call?
Possibly. Give me 1 second.
Entertain the troops for me.
I will attempt to do so. Let's Well, if I click this button, it might end the call on Xavier's end, and that probably wouldn't be a good idea, so I'm going to wait a second before I do that. Ugh. Goodness. Oh, goodness. How long does it take to make a vodka and Coke? That's the real question. All skulls run? Oh, God. I could only imagine trying to do that on Legendary. And try to do it by yourself. For the ultimate sadomasochists.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, I couldn't add Optimus to the call without destroying the call. So let me do this.
Yeah, pull up one of our old rooms.
Yep, you know, 1 sec.
Stirring to buy. Sorry, everybody. Hello.
Alright. Now let's just see if Optimus picks up.
Okay. The funny story is, after I beat Halo 1 on Legendary on the YouTube channel, the replays of which are still available on Graded Point 5's YouTube channel, I went back and I played Halo on Legendary again on my own time, and I did way fucking better. It's like, you know, now that I know how to play Halo on Legendary, playing Halo on Legendary wasn't so bad.
Mr. Dr.
Fire team, border to section 2. Attention, we have border.
The Ranger Ron will be, or Disco's being pretty generous. He thinks that you could do a no skulls run on, or all skulls run on this and have it finished in 2 months on Legendary.
Chuck has a lot of faith in me. I have no idea why, though.
Off at the source.
That is a good question. Like, why Disco?
But why, though?
Porque Maria.
completely forgot about those turrets up there.
But I mean, you've been killing them every single time so far.
Yep, and I forgot they were there. Jesus, was every fucking ship just parked on Earth at the same time?
I mean, this is the UNSC we're talking about, so, like, coordination and intelligence are not exactly part of their,
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the fucking, the Golden Bomb Empire from, Galactic Heroes, where all of their fucking battleships are parked on a planet when they're not in space. Which is fucking stupid.
Attention. We have boarders in Section 3. Fire team, Trans-Terminal 1.
Huh. That's, it's weird, but that's kind of cool.
Find the border's point of entry, Chief. Cut them off at the source.
Fire team, boarders in Section 2.
Ah! Yeah, thank you. The barbecue bacon cheddar, thank you. I do know there is a way up there, but every time I've gone up there, it never helps because they just grenade me from up there.
It's sort of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
But he is right, there is ammo up there. The issue is the issue isn't running out of ammo for the battle rifle. The issue is getting gunned down before I can kill all the elites.
Fire team, boarders in Section 2.
But I appreciate you looking out for me. Well, no, I won't be driving tonight. Like, at all. Guess I'm gonna have to order delivery.
Well, that's, I mean, generally speaking, that's a better idea than driving drunk, yes.
Of course. Because I am a responsible adult who follows the rules, as you should. Always drink responsibly.
This message not paid for by Anheuser-Busch.
But hey, Anheuser-Busch, if, let's give us a call. Does Anheuser own Smirnoff?
I think so. But it's normally like the, whenever I see, like, commercials, like, it's usually like, this message paid for by the Anheuser-Busch company or whatever.
Yeah. Well, you can't hold them responsible for drunk drivers when they're saying, hey, don't do the thing you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, the thing they won't let gun companies do? I think it's stupid, though, that they're trying to, they really want to be able to hold gun companies responsible, manufacturers responsible for, crimes committed with guns.
Which is fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah. Very rarely is a crime committed with a legally purchased gun. I think the stats are very much typically the gun used in a crime, whether it is you know, mass shootings or murder. It's very often taken from somebody else.
Usually speaking, yeah.
I mean, it does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I believe the numbers say it's typically stolen or acquired through other illicit means.
Fire team, quarters in section 2.
I got the stick.
Attention. We have quarters in section 3.
Ah! I was hung up on a box! Yeah, hold Binford Tools responsible for all the crimes committed in the movie Old Boy.
Nah.
That's entirely your fault. He went on a murder spree with a hammer and the other things that I'm not going to talk about. That's your fault. Especially the pervy shit. That's definitely your fault. You gotta pay somebody. Obviously not that guy, but somebody should get paid for all the horror he went through. It's not him. Just...
And Spike Lee thought it was a great idea to remake Old Boy.
Fire team, quarters in section 2.
How about they stole that art asset for the poster, and when the artist complained about it, they told him to shut up and be thankful. Do you remember that?
Which doesn't surprise me, because Spike Lee's a piece of shit.
I don't even remember if it was Spike Lee telling him that, or if it was just somebody that worked on the movie said, shut up and be thankful for exposure. I was like, what exposure? You removed my watermark. You're not linking to my... You're not exposing me.
At the turrets again.
I got him.
Oh, sorry, I don't have a live feed at the moment, so... And don't worry about sending me one, it's not a huge deal. Right now I'm practicing other ways to beat up Mouse. Because that's just kind of what we do. Brother Mouse plays Guilty Gear, we beat him up.
Oh, I have a bunch of PS2 games that I can play now. For streaming.
Such as?
All of the horror games, all the RPGs, all the Gundams.
All of the Gundams, you say?
Federation vs. Xeon, Journey to Jaburo, Gundam vs. Zeta Gundam, that Gundam Seed game that I didn't know existed. I got all the Armored Cores.
Very nice.
I'm actually prepping a save file so that I can stream the original Armored Cores on PlayStation. But I'm doing all the plus shit beforehand. Because that takes like an hour to do, and I don't want to stream that.
Yeah.
Like, here's an hour of me going into debt so I can become a cyborg. I feel like I should put the Kaizo tag on this. I want to... We're gonna wrap in 10 minutes, and I want to clear this room. I just want to clear this room. Give me to the next checkpoint outside this room, and I'll be happy. Because tomorrow at 5 p.m. we're going to do Phantasy Star, the very first RPG I ever played. See, Phantasy Star is the first RPG I ever played, Phantasy Star 4. Parasite Eve is the first RPG I actually, like, sat down and got into. It was either Parasite Eve or it was Super Mario RPG. It was one of those, I forget, the time scale's a little iffy. I think it was Mario RPG. And then I got Parasite Eve after that.
Interesting. My first RPG was Breath of Fire.
I played Phantasy Star 4 when I was 7, and again when I was 9. 7, I wasn't a strong reader, so a game that asked me to do a lot of reading, you're asking a lot from me. But I can go to Dad's save file, and he's got the fucking Rover, and the Rover kicks ass. Because I keep, where he was, I kept running into the sandworms from Dune. And when, in Phantasy Star, when the Rover, in the Rover, you're still subject to random encounters. But when you're in the Rover and you enter random battle, the Rover enters random battle, and you're in the Rover. Like shooting fucking cannons and missiles. When the Rover dies, you just go into normal combat with your characters. That's awesome. At least that's how I remember it. And the first time I didn't understand why I was doing how to play it, because I thought, okay, I walk around and I shoot stuff, right? Because that's how all games are. You walk around, you press a button, and you shoot. I didn't understand turn-based combat.
Yeah.
I was 9 when Dad rented Phantasy Star 4 again, because he wanted to play it again. And he was living with my grandma at the time, because him and Mom were having some issues. And my Genesis was at Grandma's house. So I rented Phantasy Star 4 for him. Now I can read. I'm a much stronger reader, but a game that expects me to do a lot of reading is still asking a lot at 9 when, you know, I'm playing Cool Spot and Sonic and fighting games where I push a button and stuff happens. But I at least understood that, okay, I've been asked to go into the basement and clear out the rats. Where the fuck are all the rats? I keep fighting everything but rats. Like, is there a counter for when I run out of rats to fight? What's going on here? Let's go to Dad's save file. Dad has the Rover. Of course Dad had the Rover. He was just at a different part. So I just cruised around in the Rover and did that until I got bored and played something else. I didn't put in earnest attempt to beat Phantasy Star 4 until I played the game again, and I was 19, and I had it on my PSP in the Sega collection. And I got really far, but I never finished it.
Fire team, order.
Pokemon isn't a bad first RPG. There are better first RPGs for getting people into it, but Pokemon's not a bad way to start. It's basically teaches you the fundamentals, you know, play elements, stats, and you know, taking turns.
Pretty much. I mean, I always figured it was sort of supposed to be kind of Babby's first RPG anyway.
Attention. We have quarters in Section 3.
All right.
Fire team to Tram Terminal 1.
Fuck you, Glass. turrets are not my friend.
No, not really. You and turrets seem to have a very hostile relationship.
They're always like, get on me. You can kill all of the fuckers. And it's like, yeah, but then they're gonna gun me down. I'm gonna fucking die. Nuh-uh. And every time, turret, you lied to me. And turret's like, lol, JK.
Border to section 2.
I fucking hate you, turret.
Ready up.
Attention. We have border section 3. Fire team to Tram Terminal 1.
Oh goodness, I have no idea what I want to stream tonight. Like, no clue. I have not thought of it.
I tell you what, stream Vanguard Bandits.
I have no idea what that is.
It is a tactics RPG for the PlayStation that's about fucking mechs. Well, not fucking mechs, but it's basically what if Escaflowne but a tactics RPG.
Believe it or not, I've never seen Escaflowne.
Okay. All the robots are artifact robots. But instead of being super robots, they're more like, what if somebody found a bunch of Zaku's and GMs and then, everything was like medieval, but then you've got some Zaku's and GMs running around enforcing armies. And because there's no guns, all they have is their melee weapons. Except for sometimes you have a functioning gun. And it's a tactics RPG.
Sadly, though, not quite what I'm in the mood for.
Fire team.
What do I have on emulation?
Attention.
So this says he has seen Escaflowne. Cool. Very cool. The show was pretty good. The movie was cool, but just not as good as the show. See, he's just played Castlevania. Play Curse of Darkness.
I don't even know if I have access to it. What Gundam games do I have on my emulator? Oh, I have Federation vs. Xeon.
I can do that.
Do you want to stick around while I do that then?
For a little bit. Yeah, I can do that. Not the whole night, because, you know, I want to get some writing stuff done. If I hang out with you all night, I'll do that all night instead.
Yeah, this is true.
It happens all the time. Okay, I was gonna sit down and write, but instead I hung out with Micah and just talked about robots and shit all night. I never go to bed on time when I hang out with you, like, ever.
What can I say? I'm a bad influence.
You really are. Like, okay, I gotta go to bed 2 hours later. So anyway, that's why Unicorn fucking sucks. I really need to go to bed. Another hour later. No, I seriously have to go to bed this time.
What are the... What are the modes on this? There is a campaign mode on this.
Oh. Actually, do you have MS Saga?
Nope.
Would you like to have MS Saga?
I wouldn't argue against it.
Do you know what MS Saga is?
It's like a Gundam RPG, isn't it?
Yep. Let's go ahead and close here because once I die, I'm gonna shut it down, and we will reconvene next week. I will go and watch some legendary tutorials. Like, hey, have you played Halo 2? Uh-huh. Are you gonna play Halo 2 on Legendary? Yes. Here's some things you should know. And hopefully this will go a lot better. But next week is gonna be the part 2 of Old Man Yells at Galaxy. I didn't do a lot of yelling here, but when I did, oh, you could feel it. You know you could feel it. Tomorrow at 5, we're gonna be playing Phantasy Star 4, so it's gonna be very chill, so we can kind of recover from today. What time are you going live?
Tonight, probably at 9 p.m. Central Time, so a little under a half hour.
Okay. All right. Is anyone I know running right now? Because it's too early to raid into you.
What is going on?
I know who we're gonna raid. We're raid paneling. That's how she spells it, right? Yeah. Boop. She's playing Genshin Impact right now. She's probably doing way better at me than I am doing Halo. Our raid message is Xavier died. Or no. Xavier can't shoot.
There you go.
There you go. Our raid message is Xavier can't shoot. All right. We'll come check us out on Micah's channel later. If not, have a good night. And we'll see you tomorrow for Phantasy Star.